sounding our bells and bringing us alive and awake in this service as we continue to make our way toward Easter Sunday morning. I'm aware that this is the fourth Sunday in Lent. Did you know that? The fourth Sunday in Lent? Do you know we're moving right along? But we can't get to Easter Sunday morning until we've done the Lenten journey. We've done the Maundy Thursday, which is Holy Thursday, and then of course Good Friday, and then I forgot Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and then Easter Sunday morning. We thank you for your diligence and for your commitment and for your presence in terms of filling this church with a sense of gratitude and a sense of hope and a stronger sense of faith as we celebrate the presence of the living Lord in our lives. We give you thanks. For those of you worshiping and visiting here for the first time, we can say welcome. We're glad that you're here. And we pray that in some way this worship service will touch your heart and inspire you to be more faithful and being a disciple of Jesus Christ. And all of God's people said, Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dan Lumberg, your liturgist for this morning. Hopefully I guide you in a good pathway this morning, and I do a good job, I hope. Every morning, well, first off, I must say I'm so glad to see so many of you after you made it through St. Patrick's Day shenanigans. You made it here, so good job. Thank you for coming. But 9:30, it was 9:34 this morning. It was slightly late. We have a meeting of everybody, or many people who are involved in the worship. And Pastor always makes the joke of, Dan, you're going to do the message this morning. And no, I'm not. But after we get through the ministry moments, you may have felt like I've been up here long enough to have done the message. So please bear with me as we get through. They're all very important ministry moments, but there are several of them this morning. I want to start with a few very, very strong joys this morning. Yesterday, Millie had her 90th birthday. And tomorrow, Lauren, you have your 95th birthday. And somewhere around Dave Siski was supposed to be here celebrating his. I think his falls right in between. It's today, but I think his age is pretty close, right in between the two.
Glad he's not here, Dan.
Unfortunately, Dave's not here to hear that from me. I'm sure he enjoyed it. But I'd like to take a few moments and sing happy birthday, but I'm hoping somebody else will lead because I'm not that person.
all right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear little one. Happy birthday to you.
Such a joy to have such strong leadership and wisdom in the church. We're thankful that you're both here and look forward to many more. Several reminders in terms of ministry moments. There are still Lenten study books available, so please enjoy one. Devotionals are on the back table. Reminder about several things coming up. Plan ahead that the Monday, Thursday service we're doing jointly with the Thomas United Methodist Church at Thomas United Methodist Church, and that is at 6:30. The Good Friday service is a community service, and that will be here at Oxford United Methodist Church, and that will be at noon, so please plan ahead for that. I believe Bernie has a message on stewardship or a ministry moment that he'd like to mention on stewardship.
So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And in the light banter that started, you'll notice I'm wearing the green. What you may not know is this very day, my young sister has her birthday. So, I'm here to talk about the always interesting topic of stewardship. want to start by saying that from a financial point of view, we're still in good shape. We've done remarkably well over the last 2 years with COVID and everything going on. Our collections have been down a little, but everybody's been struggling a lot with inflation. It hurts, and we understand that. And with the way that interest rates have moved up, it hurts. We understand that. But we hope that you'll continue giving faithfully this year, next year, and for the future. I also wanted to say that, as we said, it's all about making a difference. That's what we set as our target when we took over the stewardship roles. We still have that as a target today. So what's happening? The church is selling the parsonage with a lot of prayer and good help. Maybe the parsonage will be gone within a month. And it would be nice to have that money. We plan certain things. We may be able to move this antiquated, I like to call it state-of-the-art system that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, sometimes projects, sometimes doesn't, sometimes records, and sometimes doesn't, with a modern system. A modern system says one thing: we have faith in the future, we will grow into the future, and we will do it together and with people yet to come. We also have other ideas. You will recall that a quarter of the money that comes in proceeds from selling the parsonage is reserved as a down payment or to help a future pastor. When I say a future pastor, in keeping with what we said before, in about 15 years when Julius gets too old, but until then, his mandate is to lead, guide, pray, drive. There are many other things I could say. I could talk about the way that we have progressed with the Revive program, and we will continue to do so. We help people, people feeding people. We provide a service in this community, and it's our intention to expand that service. We set up a sort of help ministry where people in real need can be supported by the church. We have a team, we have a leader, and I can't embarrass her because she's obvious like that. Would you please stand up? And so, we go forward, we grow, we use people, we have a plan, we're going to be different this time next year, and with that, again, good morning and goodbye.
Thank you, Bernie, for that message, for that ministry moment. We also have, on a much more serious note, statement to read regarding the Michigan State shooting and how it has touched some of our students here from Oxford. Michigan State freshman Ava Ferguson, 18, Bailey Bruning, 18, Emma Riddle, 18, were seniors at Oxford High School in 2021 when a 15-year-old student opened fire on his classmates, killing 4 people and injuring 7. They went to college and it happened again. A 43-year-old man shot and killed 3 students at MSU on February 13th. Now, Ferguson, Bruning, and Riddle say they're part of a horrifying and growing club, the 2 School Shooting Survivor Club. I was just so numb to everything, Bruning said. I couldn't process anything that happened. I remember seeing people at the vigils crying, and I was like, why can't I cry? Ferguson feels the same, adding that even with an increased police presence on campus, realistically, you never really feel safe. Growing up, when my mom said I'd be safe going to school, I believed it, she says. I don't believe it anymore. Parents have the right to tell their kids whatever they want, but I can almost guarantee you that a lot of kids don't believe them when they say it. At this point, I'd like to call Pastor Lori to expand on this.
Yes, we pray frequently for all those students, and a positive thing is that today, Dr. Delpino and I are going to the 23rd Annual World Sabbath Day. It's the first time in 3 years they've met. Some of you know I'm an interfaith minister, so I know a lot of people who are going. Interfaith ministers, and this activity is to gather all people of all faiths to celebrate and to pray. Pray for the shooting victims is one thing we will do all together, all the people of all the faiths. The mission of the World Sabbath group is to teach our diverse population in Metro Detroit and the surrounding area that the work of building a community of justice, equality, respect, and peace is a calling that we all share, all of us, no matter what our faith tradition may be. But most important is the fact that we're impacting our children, our teens, and our young adults. Plan to join us. If you wish, I will leave this at the back desk. But we will represent you there. But if you would like to come, I'll leave this at the back desk. It's at Temple Israel on Walnut Lake Road in West Bloomfield from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It's going to be filled with dance, singing, a lot of young people, and it'll be an experience of music, dance, and prayer. And we'll be praying for those students. There's a woman named Raman Singh, who's the executive director of the Interfaith Leadership Council of Metropolitan Detroit. She's being honored this evening with the 2023 World Sabbath Peacemaker Award. So again, if you're interested in interfaith and you're interested in this kind of gathering, I'll leave this at the back desk, and you can write down the information. From 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Lori. I believe Fred has something he'd like to say regarding Crop Walk. Correct, Fred? He's back there.
Just a real quick note on there, you may have seen it in the announcements that Crop Walk is getting started here. It's going to be May the 7th, Sunday the 7th. I will officially get the sign-up sheets and everything out to everybody beginning the first Sunday in April, and we'll have recruitment through the month of April. So be ready for Crop Walk.
Can I say something real quick?
Okay.
So, 2 things. First of all, I was a little bit late coming up. Did you announce that we have brunch? So brunch is
I got to
today.
that, Tony. I'm still working on ministry. I probably would have forgotten this. Thank you, Tony.
And the second thing I'd like to say, thank you to Carla. She's prepared our house for sale. She's has an open house today. What time, Carla?
1 to 4.
1 to 4. And then the place is like completely different than it was about 3 weeks ago. So thank you so much for your effort. And the place is gorgeous.
Thank you, Tony. Yes, I was getting to it. Today's Bells and Brunch, so please stick around afterwards for brunch. I have not mentioned also that please fill out the friendship pads and pass those along. Also, inside your friendship pad is a prayer concern card, so please fill that out, put that up in the offering, and we will address that later in the service as well. We have a special offering this Sunday. You notice in your program that today is Encore Sunday. And I'll just read you real quickly a little bit. As followers of Jesus Christ, we're called to respond with extravagant grace. Through the United Methodist Committee on Relief, Encore, we're able to make a difference in the lives of communities and individuals whose lives have been upset by storms, wars, fires, displacement, and climate change. This offering underwrites Encore's cost of doing business, allowing Encore to keep the promise that 100% of any gift to a specific Encore project will go towards that project, not administrative costs. So we have a special offering today for Encore, and just a reminder of some of the things in Ukraine as the war unfolded. They've been there for the earthquakes, but they've been local too. Flooding in Detroit, they've helped out. So wherever the need is, Encore has been there. So please consider that during offering time as well. I believe we have a short video on Encore this morning, Fred.
We sure do.
Okay.
It's a triple cycle today. It's expensive to come. This is not for worse than anything I've seen.
There's an old definition of a disaster, and that's to be without a star. And the thing that happens many times after disasters is that the power comes out in some places, and people can actually see the stars. But they can also see the stars in one another.
Peace that would pass his understanding, and the leadership that would guide people through their time of need.
Encore, the United Methodist Committee on Relief, is the disaster and development arm of the whole United Methodist Church. When you give to Encore, you give 100% to the project you are supporting and to the disaster you want to respond to. This is only possible because on Encore Sunday, the United Methodist people raise funds so that the administrative costs of Encore are already covered.
Well, Encore, of course, responds to emergencies with funding, training, and expertise, but we're mostly known for being in it for the long haul. We work alongside the conferences as they set up projects and programs to try to see families and individuals through to their recovery, which sometimes takes months and most often years.
We're very busy, we're a very small team, but we work hard. Encore exists because of the donation of its members, the UMC people. So if there is 1 million people giving $1 each, it makes more than one person giving 10,000.
Encore has been for more than 75 years in this business of being home, of being there for people in need in the moment of disaster when they have lost everything. And through Encore, the United Methodist people are hope in these situations.
You know, walls are coming down, people are coming together. And they don't have power yet, but they're still finding ways to feed each other. And that feeds the soul, not just the body.
Lift up those who have fallen.
What a privilege it is to be part of this important ministry of the United Methodist Church, to be able to say we're there, we bring hope, and we bring healing.
As people are helping their neighbor and helping each other in their community, they begin to see that the love of God has not left them. It's right there. So Encore wants to support that wonderful thing that can happen after disasters. Encore wants to be there with the people who are noticing the stars in one another, and they're noticing God's grace all around them.
Thank you, Fred. Are there any other ministry moments that we would like to draw attention to? No, then, oh, sorry, yes.
Just a welcome to anybody later. We have a happy birthday cake downstairs. Please come down, especially if you have a birthday this
No, then if you would please stand as you're comfortable for the hymn, Love Divine, All Loves